Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Tiny Stockings and Ornaments Cat again. So I was thinking I'm gonna try and put it somewhere over there so you can see it from the back. I might have to put up the blinds in order to get enough room. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Or we'll put it somewhere else. Whatever. David is awake. It's 7:38 a.m. and David is awake. I mean, he sounds like a swamp monster, but that's okay.
How dare you insult swamp monsters?
I mean, what do you think they sound like?
They're very eloquent.
They're very eloquent. So they wouldn't ever grunt at someone. So what are you if you're not a swamp monster?
Tired.
Oh, tired. You're so creative, honey. Alright, I'm going to figure out the situation now.
Okay, so David is not here. He's watching his dad's, and I didn't plan this very well, so I'm going to be doing the narration today. It works out, though. I have a pretty long list of things I've watched without David, so even if he were here, he probably wouldn't be discussing them with me. Just to go through the list really quickly, I have Umbrella Academy, TV show, Terrified, Spanish movie, Queen's Gambit, TV show, Hustle, a movie, Murder Mystery, a movie, Miss Americana, a movie, Brokeback Mountain, movie, Leap Year, movie, and Coach Carter, movie. And I've been... those are in oldest to newest. So, going back to Umbrella Academy, I am probably not going to remember this really well. I apologize. I freaking loved it, though. Who is it? Number 6? The one that didn't actually get a name. He could teleport through time and just teleport in general. He was my favorite. Absolutely adored him. Every scene he was... Oh, no, excuse me. Number 5. I just Googled it and it popped up. Number 5. He was my favorite. I also really loved Klaus. There were times when he annoyed the crap out of me and I just wanted to grab him and shake him. But at the same time, it was kind of like he is consistently surrounded by dead people. Like, ghosts, whatever, however you want to imagine that. And one of them is his brother. I can absolutely understand someone going into drugs or alcohol or whatever to dull that. I understand. And then the fact that his dad essentially tortured him by throwing him into, mausoleum is not the word I'm looking for, I think. In a cemetery, one of those buildings. Like he got locked in there. And obviously there's dead bodies in there, so there's probably the ghosts that go with them, and they were. And it was terrifying for him. So, yeah. Didn't like him at first, and then I was like, no, I love him. He's wonderful. Let's see who else is on here. Victor started out as Vanya. I'm gonna try and stick with Victor and he. I'll do my best. I'm sorry in advance if I screw it up. But, loved his character the whole way through. I felt so horrible with how he had been treated before and how, he'd been drugged and all of that. Like, I just felt so bad. Honestly, I feel like my only complaint with the character was I kind of wish they had handled his transition a little more elegantly. My understanding is it was mostly for Elliot Page and his comfort because, he didn't want to play a girl anymore because he identified as a man. So they had, one episode where he's clearly wearing a wig. And it was a terrible wig, by the way. And then it kind of just happened. In my mind, when I was watching this, and by the way, I started watching this after Ellen Page transitioned to Elliot Page. So I knew, it was like, as long as the show continues, something's gonna change. And I was thinking, they'll teleport to another dimension or an alternate timeline or something, and Vanya will wake up and just be Victor. And I was like, and you know what? That could be really interesting. We could deal with Victor being like, whoa, what the heck? Why am I different? What's going on? And then, they could have played with that, but it's not in the comics, so I understand they probably don't want to delve too far away from that. But he was great. Luther, I really liked Luther. What did they call him? The Monkey Man? Moon Man, I think. It's been a while. He was really cool. I liked him. We are missing siblings on here. Oh, Allison. I kind of feel like she has just become a plot device rather than her own character. She started off interesting, but then it just became like, oh, she's the only black one, and now she's the only girl, and, discrimination and all that, which I completely understand, but it was kind of like, she has a daughter. She got fame from her rumor powers, and we're not focusing on that, which I think is what's really exciting about her. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I kind of just got bored with her. Oh, Diego! Oh, I love Diego. He is hilarious and wonderful. I love him. Oh, and Ben. I also love Ben. He is a spectacular actor. I'm really glad they were able to get more of him in as the seasons went by. I didn't even attempt to do a summary for you guys on Umbrella Academy. I'm sorry. See, this is what David's here for. I'm not good at this. So Umbrella Academy is... There's, 7 or 8 kids, all born on the exact same day at the same time, to women that 5 minutes before, or like the day before, were not pregnant. It just happened. And let's see, Reginald Hargreaves goes around and he tries to adopt these kids, generally by paying the parents, and he gets 6 or 7 of them, and he kind of treats them like he's their father, but he's not nice. And they all have powers, which is not normal in this world. They're the people born at the same time from, immaculate conception, all have powers. So number 5 can teleport. Victor's the really confusing one. Works with sound, can do sound attacks. I don't know. I don't know how to explain his. Klaus can speak with the dead and kind of manipulate them to an extent. Luther is super duper strong. Allison, they call it rumor. She says, I heard a rumor you gave me $1. And then the person would give her $1. If you can hear what she says, you have to follow her command. Pretty cool. Diego can throw an item wherever he wants. So it can make a 90-degree turn. He'll throw it straight and then it'll turn to the right. So, pretty cool. And Ben had a portal in his chest, his stomach, and it was just like Cthulhu tentacles everywhere. Super cool. Kind of scary. It was great. Okay, so now I'm on to Terrified, the Spanish film. The Spanish horror film, by the way. Amazing. I watched it because I was on Shudder, and I watched the top 100 most iconic horror movie moments of all time, or something like that, basically. And Terrified was on there. But the thing I liked was, I think they actually had 2 different moments it was the same spot or slot on the top 100, but it was more than one moment. And one of them, I was like, wow, it looks like they're doing a spectacular job of raising tension, which is something I really enjoy in my horror movies. So I watched it, and oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it scared the crap out of me. So in this town, there's, I think it starts off with a couple, and the girl is like washing the dishes, and then she stops and she kind of just listens to the drain and the bubbles that are coming up from it. Her husband comes home, and she's like, yeah, it said it was going to kill me. And the husband's just like, what? No, you're being crazy. They go to sleep, and at some point in the middle of the night, there's a ton of knocking. The husband wakes up, and I don't remember if the wife was in bed at that point. This is the very beginning of the movie, by the way. He gets up. He thinks it's the neighbor making a ton of noise and working on the walls. So he goes over, he rings the doorbell, he's shouting at him. Dude does not answer. Husband goes back home. He's still hearing the pounding, and I think this is when he at least realizes his wife is not in bed with him. And the sound isn't coming from the wall that connects his house to his neighbor's. He goes in the bathroom, and his wife is literally just floating there, covered in just blood, and looks terrible. And she's getting flown from one side of the wall to the other in the bathtub. And he tries to stop her. He cannot. I think she's dead by the point he even finds her. But at the very least, by the time it's done, she's dead. So he contacts a friend who, or maybe not a friend. I think he contacts somebody. Or no, I think he goes to prison for killing his wife, because obviously he can't prove that there's an entity in there tossing people around. Whatever. The neighbor, we eventually jump to him, and he is like being, I don't even know, stalked by an entity, and he tries catching it on camera. At one point he does, and it looks creepy AF. Oof. And he's just trying to get help, and the person he's asking for help from requires proof. He's having a hard time getting it. But eventually, detectives and people that believe in the supernatural show up, and even more scariness ensues. So if you like horror movies, I recommend it. I watched it in the original Spanish with English subtitles, and yeah, still scared the crap out of me. Queen's Gambit, the chess show on Netflix. I freaking loved it. Oh my gosh. I don't remember names, so it's going to be an issue. Queen's Gambit. I also don't know chess. So if you're not watching this show because you don't know or you don't like chess, it doesn't matter. That's not the main draw. Or at least for me, it was not the draw. It was not what had me binge watching it in like 3 days, I think. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little less even. Beth Harmon, that's the main actress. She's amazing. And the actress that plays her when she's younger was also really good. But basically it's Beth Harmon is being raised in an orphanage. And she's kind of odd. She's a little different. And eventually, at some point, she has to go to the basement to knock together chalkboard erasers. And she sees the janitor down there. And he's playing chess, with himself, basically. And she's like, oh, teach me. And he doesn't want to, but eventually she gets him to teach her. And she becomes really, really good. He brings in a colleague, a friend that is in like a chess club or something, and she's also still amazing. So it gets to the point where she's able to go to tournaments, or at least go to the chess club, and she plays a ton of people at once. And it's just, oh, it was so good. She is literally a chess prodigy. And it was great. I absolutely recommend it. She does have problems with drugs and alcohol, so be aware of that if that's a problem. But, oh, I loved it. I absolutely recommend it. So the next one is Hustle with Adam Sandler. What's his? Oh, Bo. Bo was his name. So Adam Sandler, Stanley Sugarman. All I can see is Sugar, but I remember it was Sugarman. He is, what is it? He's trying to be a coach, but he's currently a scout for what was it? The 76ers, a basketball team. So he's going around. He's, trying to scout. I guess I'm just going to keep using the same word. He's scouting for future players, and one of the people he comes across is Bo Cruz. I believe he finds him in no, it's not Puerto Rico, is it? Where was it? Not America, basically. We'll just go with that. And he is really, really, really tall and really, really good at basketball. So Stanley does his best to get him to the U.S. so he can try out for the team and hopefully, be set for life. Because he has his mom, or is it his mom and his daughter? Did he also have a wife? Or was it just, I don't remember. He had a family, basically, and one of them was a little girl. And, yeah. I don't like watching sports, but I really love watching sports movies. And Hustle is a really good one. I recommend it, especially if you like sports movies. And then from there, I watched Murder Mystery, which is Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston is an avid mystery book reader. And Adam Sandler's character is a cop. He's trying to become a detective, and you learn he keeps failing the exam because he's a terrible shot. Like, he just cannot hit his mark, ever. And it's kind of important to be able to shoot and aim a gun if you're a detective. So, hilarity ensues with that, all of that. At some point, one of his friends, they're another couple. I think the girl just does not like Adam Sandler's character. And, so she was really snotty and annoying. But, he gives his wife something for, like, Valentine's Day, or maybe it's even their anniversary, and Jennifer Aniston is like, you haven't given me anything for our anniversary, blah, blah, blah. She blows up at him, and Adam Sandler's like, well, no, I wanted it to be a surprise. I'm taking you to Europe. And so they go, and they wind up on, what is it, a cruise ship? Wherever they are, they wind up with a, multi-millionaire dude. I think she recognizes him, Jennifer Aniston's character. It's been a little while since I watched the movie, sorry. But they go with the multi-millionaire guy onto his yacht, or like a party being held on his yacht, so they think. And then somebody gets killed. And so Adam Sandler's like, okay, I'm a detective. I'm going to handle this. And Jennifer Aniston is like, oh, I love murder mysteries. It's probably this person. It has to be. That's what makes sense. And it was hilarious. It was great. I loved it. If you like rom-coms, I absolutely recommend it. And if you like Adam Sandler, when his comedy is good. Like, I didn't watch Jack and Jill, and I never will, because that's just, from the previews alone, I know that it was not made for me, and I'm okay with that. Okay, next I watched Miss Americana, which is the Taylor Swift movie, and it included footage from when she first started sharing her political beliefs. And I feel like I've kind of changed at this point, where I was originally agreeing with past Taylor Swift of like, yeah, you're just a country singer or pop, whatever, you know, you're just a singer. No one cares about your political views. But then she came out and was like, yeah, no, it's important for me to tell you guys, like, this is what I want, this is what we should be, this is what our state stands for, this is what our country should stand for. And I'm kind of supportive of that. Like, obviously I don't want her really young fans to be too influenced by it. I think everyone deserves the opportunity to come up with their own ideas. But in reality, everybody just believes what their parents believe until they get to a certain age, when they realize, like, no, you know, I feel this way. I disagree with you. So there's a lot of stuff I disagree with my parents on, but I originally agreed with everything they said, because I was just like, yep, nope, this is true. Like, that's why I also would tell people growing up that I was a Mormon, because I was like, yeah, that's what my parents are. That's what I am. I'm not a Mormon, you guys. But yeah, like, I felt really bad for her throughout it, because some people were just kind of rude. And then, of course, tabloids were just so horrific. And newscasters, everybody was just so mean and unsupportive. It's just like, you know, yeah, everybody's allowed to have their views and opinions, and they are allowed to share them, believe it or not. But ultimately, her doing that didn't change anything. I think she wanted a Democrat, and it was a Republican still won in her home state. I could have that backwards, but I think I'm right. And so it didn't matter anyways. You know, everybody putting her down, whatever. If you like Taylor Swift, I'd say watch it, but that's only if you want to know more about her, not her music. Her music was kind of sidelined. Like, it was discussed a bit, but not in crazy detail throughout, you know. David's home, so if you can hear him talking in the background, he's on the phone. Brokeback Mountain. I thought I would love this movie, but I did not. It's two cowboys. They end up working a job together, and they're, you know, basically isolated from everybody else. One thing leads to another, and they are in a quasi-relationship, I guess. And I don't know, I don't want to give a ton away, because I thought I knew everything that happened in the movie, and I was wrong. So, if you've been interested in watching it, I mean, I guess it's worth it to see it, but I mean, full spoiler for how it ends, because it isn't a good ending. Jake Gyllenhaal's character is beaten to death by homophobes. Or, well, his wife, claims it was like a vehicular accident, but when, oh my god, what's the other actor? He was the Joker. I can't remember his name, I'm so sorry. When you see into his mind, he sees Jake Gyllenhaal's character being beaten by a bunch of homophobes. So, I guess it could be, you know, his wife trying to save face. Or it could be, you know, he's just imagining the worst. And the worst would be, you know, not a vehicular car accident that kills you immediately. So, yeah. If you can handle that, go ahead and watch it. Otherwise, I think both of them have better movies. Leap Year. So this was a movie I watched when I was way younger, and the whole concept is just, this girl has been with her boy boyfriend, whatever, for years, and he hasn't proposed. And so she's just at the point where she's like, we're going, he's going to Ireland. I'm going to follow him because it's an Irish tradition that a girl can propose on the what is it, February 29th, the leap day, during the leap year, whatever. So all of that ensues. And growing up, I thought it was cute and I really liked it. As an adult, I hated the movie. Like, I'm sorry, but she is not really happy in her current relationship. It's miserable. He clearly does not love her. Like, it's just a convenience thing for him. I don't know. It was just, she never came across as important to him. She always came across as secondary, which is depressing, So yeah, she ends up meeting an Irish guy who he's great. He's funny and nice. And okay, I take it back. He's not very nice. But she's also not nice to him, so it works out. But yeah, I actually cannot recommend that one. Because my views have very much changed. Because I'm just like, if it gets to the point where somebody proposes to you because they want to get into a better apartment and being married would be better for that, and that's not why you want to get married, I don't think you're with the right person. Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And then the last movie I have on here is Coach Carter. So that was a Samuel L. Jackson movie, and it was awesome. It's about basketball, lo and behold. Samuel's character, he's asked to come in and become the new coach of the basketball team for this high school. And, it's not in the best part of town. It's, I don't know the right terms for any of this. Let me see if I can find Coach Carter. I also don't remember a single person's name. He returns to his old high school in Richmond, California to get the basketball team in shape. With tough rules and academic discipline, he succeeds in setting the players on a winning streak. But when their grades start to suffer, Carter locks them out of the gym and shuts down their championship season. When he is criticized by the players and their parents, he sticks to his guns, determined that they excel in class as well as on the court. I feel like that's already halfway through the movie. But it's been a little while since I watched it, so maybe I actually don't remember it as well as I thought. Oh, Channing Tatum was in it. Yeah, he was. I forgot. But yeah, so he instills discipline in them. He makes them do suicide runs and push-ups if they're even a little bit late, 250 push-ups right now. And he expects them all to get good grades because you are supposed to have good grades if you're on a sports team. And one of the things that, the other teachers and the parents give pushback on, and the students themselves, is it's like, you want us to score 200 extra points on the SAT, but we only need, so it's like, we only need a 1,200, but you want us to get a 1,400. Why does it matter? We only need a 1,200 to get there. And Samuel's character, Coach Carter, is like, well, yeah, you want to go to college. If you cannot get there on a basketball scholarship, you're going to need to be able to get the grades. But even if you can get there on a scholarship, you have to have good enough grades to remain there. Getting a better score can only help you. And, he wanted to instill discipline in every single one of them. And, oh boy, golly, did he. It was great. That one I really recommended. I think I liked Coach Carter more than Hustle of the sports movies I watched. I recommend both of them. I think they're both worth it. There we go. I got to the end.
And that is the end of the third time I've done the cat from Tiny Stockings. There we go. This is the one I just did.
Ah, you can finally see the correct side of it. And for anybody that did notice, yes, I left out those random lines that are underneath the dark green bar. You can see them on this one. Oops. Nope. Nope. Where is it? There it is. I have them there. I don't think they ultimately add anything to it. I don't care for them. And the pattern itself, like, this was already me fixing the pattern. Because it isn't 2 stitches, skip 1, 2 stitches, skip 1, 2 stitches, skip 1, the whole way. They changed it. And I don't like it. Like, I like patterns to be that. Patterns. So, yeah. Oh. I did consider changing the color from green to something else on one of them, but then I was like, you know what? Neither of the people who requested it asked it to be a different color, so they might actually really like that it's green, and it could be weird that I change it. So I left that as it is. I believe I only have one more to do, and then I'm done. Finally. Hope you guys are enjoying 2023, because this is definitely going to be in 2023. So yeah, I'll have one more ornament to make, and then I get to make them into ornaments, which is honestly, like, not my favorite part. It's not the worst, but, you know, I had that board. It wasn't cardstock. It was thinner and stronger than cardstock. I had it, but I don't know where I put it. So I don't know what I'm going to wrap everything in. I'll have to look into that and think about it. Need to do it soon, though, because it's December 3rd. Doesn't give me a lot of time. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. So, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys next video.